Here we go. 15.1 Statistics, Chapter 15. All right, anyways, data is just a collection of information or facts. Range is high minus low, or min or max minus min. Total or mean is the total divided by number of numbers, or sum divided by sample size, but I'll just do total divided by number of numbers. And I'll just say average. I just say average people are mean, or mean people are average. But average is total over number of numbers. That's how I'll do it. Probably abbreviate average. Median, it's the middle. You got to put them in order from smallest to largest, and it's the number in the middle. And if you have an odd number, there's just one in the middle. If you have an even number, then you have to get the average of the two that are in the middle. You'll see that later on. And mode is the most often, and you can have more than one mode. And you can have no mode. If you have no numbers repeating, like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, what's the mode? Well, there's no mode, right? But you can have more than one mode. If you had 10, 10, and 20, 20, and 30, your mode would be 10 and 20, because they each showed up twice. Anyways, here we go. Number 3. How many campers? We're doing frequency table. You're doing your tally scores and stuff. So how many campers are 11, and you can look at your tallies. There's 4 that are 11, right? So number 6, find the mean and the median for the data. There's 2 10s, there's 4 11s, there's 3 12s, there's 2 13s, and there's 2 14s. So I just multiplied, and then those add up to 100, and those add up to 54, so it's 154. And there's 13 numbers, so it's 154 divided by 13. And I did the division over here, and so I get 11.8. I should have had mean equals 154 divided by 13 written there. And then, I should have done this work off to the side, and then this right there. So anyways, I got kind of sloppy about that. Sorry about that. And then the median, you got to list them all out, all the numbers. And since there's 13 numbers, the 7th number is going to be in the middle. You have 6 here and 6 here. The median is 12. Median means middle. So when I see median, I just think middle. When I see mode, I think MO. MO, which is most often. What's their MO? What do they do most often? Kind of like police talk. What's their MO? Well, they wear a mask, and they break into the house at night, through a back window. What's their MO? What do they do most often? Right. Okay, number 9. What is the median for this set of data? Use the less sign. So I put them in order, and there's 7 numbers. It's nice when there's an odd number, because then there's just 1 in the middle. There's 3 on the left, and there's 3 on the right, so the median is 83. Use the less sign to write the mathematical comparing the mean and the median. Oh, so now I got to find the mean. So the mean is the total divided by number of numbers. And here's my work for adding up the totals. I get 585, and there's 7 numbers. Again, I was kind of a slob about showing my work here. You write the formula, then below, mean equals 585 divided by 7, and then mean equals your answer there, 83.5. ch15.1 and which is 83.6. You're supposed to round it to the nearest tenth. So 83 is less than 83.6, so median is less than the mean. All right, so anyway, I'm doing a bad job of showing my work. I should do that off to the side and just write your formula. You get the total, show your work someplace else, get the number of numbers, and then do your division someplace else. So anyway, that's what it should look like. The work should be off to the side. Sorry about that bad example there. Number 12. Find the range and the modes. I like these questions. They ask for the range and mode. Range is just high minus low or max minus min. 35 is the high, 30 is the low. So your range is 5. And the mode is most often. And which one shows up most often? It's 33. Shows up 3 times. Number 15, find the mean and the median. Okay, this is tougher when you have to find that. So the median, I put them in order. There's an odd number, which is nice. So there's just 1 in the middle. There's 2 on the left and 2 on the right. The median is 48. Median is middle. There's 6 letters. Median, there's 6 letters in middle, and there's an M and a D. It's kind of hard to, easy to remember. Median, if you're driving down some freeway and you got that grassy strip in the middle there where cars going on the right and cars on the left, that's called the median. It's in the middle. And then, so here I did a little better this time. Mean is total divided by number of numbers. Here's my total, and then I divide it by 5, and so mean is that divided by that, and here's my mean, all right? Number 18, the church uses a ratio of teachers, 1 teacher to 4 students. Oh, so here's just another example of median. Here I did even. That's what I was like, where'd this come from? So, yeah, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 8 numbers here. So, the 2 numbers in the middle are 8 and 10. You have 3 on the left and 3 on the right. And then what's the average of 8 and 10? What's halfway between 8 and 10? I mean, you could add those up and divide by 2. You should just be able to do that in your head. I mean, the average would be 9. So anyways, when you have an even number, you just get the average or the mean of the 2 numbers in the middle. And if they're both 8, well, it's 8. But if it's 8 and 10, well, it's 9. If it was 8 and 9, it would be 8.5. The average is halfway between. Anyways, that was just extra practice. Number 18, a church uses the ratio of 1 teacher to student. So I just did teacher to student, it's 1 to 4. If you have 7 students, because they want it from 0 to 5, you have 7 students. Well, if it was 8, you would have 2, so you're gonna need 2 people. You can't have 1 3/4 teachers. You're gonna have to just round it up. You need, actually, if it was more than 4, it was 4, 5. If it was 5, 6, 7, or 8, you'd need 2. You know, you just have to kind of round up. If you had 9 students, then you'd need 3. If 1 to 4 is the max. Once you go over that, then you have to add another teacher. Number 21, write the frequency for the table from least to greatest. So there's 7 of those. There's 5 in that, or 14 in that age range. There's 11 in that age range. There's 10 in that age range, and there's 24 in that age range. So from least to greatest, frequencies, so that's the smallest, this is the next smallest, 11, this is the next smallest, or next biggest, that would be 14 frequencies, and then 24 is the biggest frequency. So kind of, once you do this, then you just put them in order. So just kind of read carefully, do what they're asking you to do. Then 24, how many faces? So if you look at that, I just went, well, the top and the bottom are gonna be each 6x3, and the front and back are each gonna be 6x3. So the only ones that aren't 6x3 are the ends. The left and the right ends are 3x3. Same as since there's 6 faces, there should be 4 that are 6x3. Anyways, there you go.